Happy weekend, Knicks Nation. I hope everybody's doing well today. I hope you're enjoying your weekend, safe and healthy, and that your family's also safe and healthy and enjoying their weekend. Blessings to those that work in the healthcare field and the first responders who every day are doing their best to save lives. Those that do the dirty job picking up our garbage, keeping our places clean, and those that do the humble work of making deliveries for us for our convenience. Double blessings on the heroes that are trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover the teenagers and children that are victims of child molestation and pedophilia. People that are also victims of pornography and child pornography, prostitution, child prostitution, human trafficking, and sex slavery. Double curses on the perpetrators, the profiteers, and the perverts that create the demands, the great demands that cause these industries to exist. Finally, blessings on the homeless. More than 600,000 men, women, children, families, senior citizens, and military veterans homeless in the United States. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Chauncey Beckett, Michael Jordan Guilford, my brother, Jersey Shore, Gorilla Jakes, Kobar, Alfonso, 718 Dre, Severe Jorgensen, AKNYT, David, V Dash, Stephen Kelly, Jim Adino, Agrell. Welcome, Lion and Jude, my brother Lonnie. Welcome to all of y'all. So, yeah, I was at the range today. Very busy morning. I just came back from the cemetery. Today is 1 year anniversary of my father's passing. So me and my mom's and my wife went up there and changed the flowers, cleaned it up a little bit. So we was up there. And then before that, I did go to the range, I bought me two. I bought two new 44 Magnums. I came to get one. And I came there to go get the Smith & Wesson 6.5-inch 44 Magnum. I had ordered it, and I came there to pick it up, right? When I got there to pick it up, in the glass case, they had this 8-inch Colt 44 Anaconda. And man, it was talking to me. And the guy said, I'll give you a discount if you get both of them. I said, dang, gone. So I got both of them. Of course, my wife, I ain't tell her yet. But I bought both of them babies. And boy, I left the gun shop and I went right to the range. I couldn't wait to start shooting that new 44. And man, oh man, that's a bad baby. That Colt is a bad baby, man. I'm telling y'all, that Colt's a bad baby. Colt makes some revolvers, y'all. I mean, I know, Smith & Wesson got the whole 9mm game locked down, but Colt makes some bad revolvers, boy. If you like revolvers like I do, you can't get no better than Colt. This young man seeing me get so excited. He said, man, that's a nice gun. I said, man, that's a Lexus right there. And he said, I never drove one. I said, one day you get the chance. I said, this buttery smooth like a Lexus. It's butter. You get a Colt, you got something butter in the gun community right there. So man, it was fun, man. So I was out there today. I had shot that new 44 all week. I went to the great range 3 times this last week. More than usually I go once. I went 3 times. And then so I gave that gun a rest today. And I took out the Smith & Wesson 6.5-inch, and I took out the 4.5-inch Anaconda, and I took out my dad's 8-inch 357 Magnum Colt, and I took out my 4.25-inch 357 Magnum Colt, and then I brought also my equalizer, Smith & Wesson 9mm equalizer. I had all that out there, and I was going off, man. I had some fun today. Always a good day at the range. I like going there. Always a good day at the range. So I had a good time today. Then I just got back from dropping my mom's off from visiting my pops. So then I said, man, let me get on here. I was running late. Let me catch y'all. And and on the side note, y'all know tomorrow night It's Florida against Houston. Who y'all got? I ain't seen neither of them play. But I'm going to pick Houston just based on the coach, Calvin Sampson. I'm going to pick just based on him. I don't know nothing about their team. I ain't followed college ball this year, but I'm gonna pick Houston based on Calvin Sampson, because Calvin Sampson teaches defense. And yes, that's where Q-Dog learned the trade of defense under Calvin Sampson. Calvin Sampson is in that Leonard Hamilton situation where you come out of his program, one thing you're going to be able to do is play defense. Yeah, that's it. So I'm just going to pick it based on that. Just based on that. I don't know nothing about. I've seen some highlights of this shooter they got over there. This shooter reminds me a lot of Q-Dog, the way he shoots the ball. There's a dude over there in Florida. I forgot his name. He reminds me a lot of Q-Dog, the way he shoots the ball. So, I know they got it. Yeah. Is that the dude that shoots the rock, Kelford? Because there's one of them cats that know how to shoot the rock. He reminds his shot style remind me a lot. I don't know nothing about the rest of his game, but the shot style reminds me a lot of Quentin Grimes, coming out of Houston. So I don't know what kind of defense the boy play, but we'll see tomorrow night. We'll be watching that game. So for the Knicks, let's talk about the Knicks. So now we know today, just as I expected Jalen to play yesterday, but he didn't. So cool. So Brunson's playing today. Deuce is playing today. Payne is playing today. So all of them are going to be back. You're going to get Mitch Robb today. Now, it is the second day of a back-to-back. So I expect, and I want to talk about Mikal Bridges for a second. Some people are just making me sick with this Mikal hate. We gave up 5 picks for him. What the fuck? What's wrong with some people, man? Damn. Mikal Bridges, first off, what you have to understand, when you're looking at Mikal Bridges, right? Mikal Bridges has played every game, not just this year. He has played every game from high school through Villanova to this year. Every game. He has not missed a game. So it's a pride thing with him. He is always worse in the second night of a back-to-back, but he's not going to sit. I mean, let me ask you a question. For some of these numbnuts out here, if you played 500 plus straight games and it's a back-to-back now, you going to sit and break your streak, even if you know you're tired? I mean, does that make sense to you? You played 500 plus straight games in the league. So you're going to sit? No, you're not going to sit. So he's always going to be a step slow on back-to-backs. The difference tonight is that you got fresh Mitch Robb, fresh JB, fresh Deuce, fresh Payne. You got all of them coming back today. Okay. I'm hoping. I just looked at the injury report. They have Friday's injury report on there. I don't know if Cat's gonna play or not. I'm hoping Cat sits. Honestly, I hope he does sit. I'd like to see Mitchell Robinson start and just go with that and Precious today, and then let Cat sit and be ready for Boston on Tuesday. I'd rather that. It's not like he needs to play. Cat has played enough games to be all NBA already, so he's gonna get that. So there's no need for him, especially when you got Mitchell Robinson coming in there to terrorize the Suns today. He coming to terrorize the Suns today. And this whole, the thing that bothered me too, Michael Drake, is these knucklehead idiots want to be coach GM fools. Let me say it again. These knucklehead idiots want to be coach GM fools. Talking about he fading away. He fades away too much. And they talking out the crack of their behind because he been shooting that fade. So when I saw him, he was a sophomore at Villanova. Okay, And I've seen him from a sophomore at Villanova to the Suns, to the Nets, to the Knicks. And he shot the same way every time. That fadeaway is his shot. That's his shot. And again, it's one of them situations where people want to be coach, GM, don't know what the hell they talking about. Trying to talk about he fades away. Like this is a negative thing. Like he's supposed to change his game because some drunken fool with the, in the armchair jerking himself tells him he should be not fading away. Come on, man. That's what I'm saying. People are sick, man. Something wrong with people, man. I'm for real. You stop. So McCall is doing his thing. I heard about that, Guilford. I did not see the quote. I mean, I heard, though. I did hear that he had to put somebody in check with respect to Jalen. I did hear that. Yeah, but I'm into cat sitting today. I did not. Have y'all seen the one thing that Steve Popper could do right? And I mean the one thing, because I don't know why they paying him, because he don't know nothing about basketball. He says some of the stupidest things. I mean, some of this. Let me give you an example. Steve Popper should call him Steve Pooper because his stuff is dog poop. Let me say. I'm looking at his thing, right? Okay, here's what he said about OG yesterday when OG got the block and then they won the challenge. This is what he said. He said, OG Anunoby not only gets a blocked shot, but talks Tibbs into challenge of a foul on a play and wins. He really has it all going on. Number one, let's help this knucklehead out. The Knicks, like every other NBA team, they have people behind the bench watching the game on a laptop and replaying the play. And they tell Tibbs whether he should challenge. That's how he makes his decisions. And they're very good because Tibbs wins most of his challenges. It ain't like OG had to say, Tibbs challenge that. This is the way this idiot made it sound. Oh, Tibbs challenged that and Tibbs listens to OG and then it gets done. That's not what happened. Okay? So they got guys behind the bench. And if you've been to a Knicks game, you see them. They're behind the bench and they're looking at the play. They look at it real quick and Tibbs is looking over to him because he wants to challenge before they put the ball back in play. So they'll tell him, go ahead, challenge. And he challenged they're usually right. They're very good. Those guys behind the Knicks bench, I think they're assistant coaches. They're very good, man. So they usually are right when they challenge a play. They don't go by what the players are asking. They don't do it. They're looking at their laptops and they're saying, okay, should we challenge this play? And the players, when you look at the play, they're looking up at the screen over the court to see the replay. Okay. So it ain't like, but this fool made it sound like OG, what did he say? OG talked Tibbs into challenge. Like when the hell does a player need to talk to Tibbs about what he need to do with his job? This is the disrespect that Tibbs has. This is the disrespect I'm talking about. When the hell does OG or anybody need to teach him about what he needs to do as a coach? None of these knuckleheads know. Tibbs got more coaching experience in his pinky than these dumbasses had on their whole career. Drives me crazy. It drives me crazy. Okay. Every team does that. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm looking at some of his other stuff. Now, the Knicks was up by more than 30 at one point in the game yesterday. Y'all seen that, right? The Knicks was up by more than 30 at one point in the game. So what is this fool, right? The Knicks have looked sloppy at times. They're up by more than 30. What does he bring up? The Knicks look sloppy. That's the kind of crap I'm talking about. That's the kind of crap I'm talking about. Okay? When I talk about listening to platforms and dumbasses, and some of y'all be bringing that disease into my own channel, and that's why I tell people it's like a disease. Y'all pick up the disease and you trying to spread it on my channel, and I feel like I'm trying to stop the spread of some evil disease. That's this knucklehead. That's what I'm talking about. Now, when it comes to who's going to play today and who's not, he gets it right because he must have a source, obviously, that work the Knicks injury report that can tell him who's going to play, because he's usually right about that. I give Pooper that. He usually is right when he talks about this guy's going to sit today or this guy's going to play. He's right about that. But other than that, this stuff ain't. I wouldn't even. This stuff is like, I wouldn't even wipe my behind with it if it was toilet paper. It's like sandpaper. It's like hurting your behind. I wouldn't even wipe my behind with it. You understand? I wouldn't even do it, man. So I'm waiting for the injury report because I'm wanting to see what's going to happen today. And the Knicks are really, the thing is, and again, the Knicks are really shrewd when it comes to this stuff. Now, y'all remember Friday, right? I don't know. Some of y'all might have seen my video on Friday where I said they probably sit Mitch Saturday. And I thought they were going to play JB Saturday. And they played Mitch and JB and Deuce and Payne on Sunday. Well, they did sit Mitch yesterday, but they didn't come out with it until right before the game. Mitch wasn't even on the injury report. It was right before the game they come out. Oh, Mitch is going to sit today. The Knicks do that on purpose. And when asking Tibbs, they'll ask him like, how's Deuce? Oh, he's doing a little more. He won't tell you crap. And then when he's ready to play, because you keep asking him, he's close. He participated in practice, yep. He's close. How about Mitch? Mitch participated in practice today. I don't know, Gorilla. That's a good question. Gorilla Jakes asked, will they monitor JB's minutes? That's a good question. I really don't know. I don't know. But, if you're asking Brunson, if you know Brunson, right? He wants to play the whole 48 today. If you're asking JB, he don't want to come out the game today. That's how he going to roll. Apparently, Josh Hart was mad yesterday because he was going to get this triple-double and Tibbs pulled him. It's amazing. If Tibbs didn't pull him, right, and he sprained his ankle, what would be the headline today? The Knicks were up 20 and Tibbs still had him out there for a stupid triple-double. That's what would have been the headline if he'd sprained his ankle, right? So Tibbs pulls him because he needs him, and now he can't win because he didn't let him get his triple-double. It's amazing. It is amazing. It is. It really is. It's crazy out here, man. It's crazy out here. Yeah, you got the minutes, please. He gets too many minutes. Then when he pulls him, he should have let him get his triple-double. There's a whole bunch of hemorrhoids out here, man. Oh, my gosh. Anyway, so today, I would like to see Mitchell Robinson starting. I don't even want to see Cat today. What y'all think? I don't even want to see him today. I don't even want to see Cat today. I want to see Mitchell Robinson starting. I want to see Precious Achiuwa backing him up. And let's go from there. Yeah. Yeah, Hart was pissed off because he couldn't get his triple-double, man. Get the hell in there and take a shower, bruh. Come back tomorrow ready to play. Come back tomorrow ready to play. But this is a nice little 6-game stretch. Now, y'all know the Knicks got 49 wins, right? Y'all know the Knicks got 49 wins, right? They got 49 wins today. Let me see if NBA.com has some update on them. NBA.com is usually way behind on the injury reports. I want to see if they got anything updated. Because as far as I'm looking to see Cat sit. That's all. That's the only reason I care. I'm looking for Cat to sit today. Let me see. I'm looking for Cat to sit today. Go ahead. Oops, wrong game. Let's see. So Knicks, let me see. They don't give me no information. They're not giving nothing. Let me see what's going on. Sure. Ain't no information here yet, but they ain't saying nothing. And BSPN ain't saying nothing either. I'm looking for BSPN to come up with something. They ain't saying nothing. Mitchell Robinson day-to-day. Jalen Brunson has been ruled out for Saturday's game. We already know that. Miles McBride ruled out for Saturday's game. We already know that. CBS, let me look at CBS. CBS, though. I mean, y'all know CBS come up with when they got when the Knicks got cat or not that cat when the Knicks got what you call it when the Knicks got OG, they graded that like a C or some crap. Y'all remember that? And when the Knicks drafted Quentin Grimes, they graded that like a D. I was like, what the hell? And I think they graded Emmanuel quickly like a D. I was like, what's wrong with these people, man? Oh gosh. I think CBS Sports, man. I don't know. Shoot, I don't know. And my papa used to say, I don't know. I don't know about them, man. Shoot. Let me see here. Let's see what CBS Sports is talking about. Injuries. Let's take a look. So they got game time decision on Brunson, game time decision on Deuce, game time decision on Payne. So Cat is not on the injury report. So they're looking at Cat to play today. I hope he doesn't play a lot of minutes, man. I hope he don't play a lot of minutes. Right? See what happens. We got to see what happens. By the way, I ain't followed the Mets in the regular season in a minute. I did follow them at the end of last year because they was knocking on the door, and I was following them in the playoffs. But you see the Mets, man? That daggone Alfonso, shit. And Soto ain't even got warmed up yet. Shoot. I think we're going to be all right out there at City. What's it called? City Field now? It used to be Shea Stadium. Yeah, but that left ankle thing, Chauncey, is from Friday. Believe me, it's not even. It's not current. It's from Friday. You got to look at what date it is. They're talking about Friday and they're talking about Saturday. And yeah, City Field. Right? It used to be Shea Stadium. They're talking about City Field, but the Mets are balling, man. And they ain't warmed up yet. They ain't warmed up. Soto ain't gotten his flow yet. You ain't gonna see Soto really flowing. Him and Lindor until June. When it's like 90 degrees all the time, that's when you're gonna see them cats start to flow. DeLon Wright, okay, I like DeLon Wright, but let's not get carried away. Don't even use Drew Holiday's name. Just don't even do that. Don't even do it. Don't even. Drew Holiday is a 2-time NBA champion, all NBA defense. Drew Holiday is that dude. Don't do that. Don't mention his name with somebody like DeLon Wright. I like DeLon Wright. He filled in very nicely. But let's not get carried away. Poor man's Drew. Are you crazy? Come on, man. Stop it. Stop it. You know who DeLon Wright reminds me of, though, for real? What's that boy he used to play on? Tibbs coached him, actually. He used to play on Indiana, and he played on Atlanta. And Tibbs coached him. Tibbs coached him in Minnesota. What's that boy's name? He got his own little pod. No, not CJ. He got his own little pod. And his brother played, too. He reminds me of that dude. I forgot his name. Teague. Jeff Teague. Yeah, he reminds me of Teague a little bit. He played better defense than Teague, actually. But he reminds me a little bit of Jeff Teague. Yeah. He's like in that. Yeah, you know what, JL? Now you talking. JL, that's about right. I like that. JL said that's Elfrid Payton with a jump shot. I cannot say it any better than JL. That's Elfrid Payton with a jump shot. Elfrid Payton was 6'4". And if I'm not mistaken, did Elfrid Payton have like a 6'9", 6'10" wingspan or something like that? He had a big wingspan too. He was 6'4", big guard, big defensive guard. That was Elfrid Payton. And that's DeLon Wright. He's 6'5". He got like a 6'10" wingspan. But he can hit an open jump shot. But yeah, I like that, JL. JL, you making some sense. People bringing up Tyler Kolek with John Stockton. I said, you must be out your goddamn mind. Are you crazy? Oh my gosh, man. Some of these, it's the drugs. It's got to be the drug. It's got to be the drugs. You know, they put stuff in the food to make us fat. You know, anytime you get food that's processed, they put stuff in it. And that stuff that's in it, it ain't just that you being lazy and need to work out, although that might be a situation, but There's stuff in the food to make you fat. And I think they put drugs in some of these things, man, to make some of these people trip and get delusional and mess, man. You know, you gonna mention Jrue Holiday with the long right? Are you crazy? And then you're gonna mention Tyler Kolek, a rookie that can't guard a damn cone with John Stockton. I was like, yo, don't disrespect the game like that. Don't disrespect the game like that. Don't disrespect the game like that. That's disrespect to the game. Y'all, some of y'all understand where I'm coming. Is that not disrespect to the game? If I'm John Stockton, I'm really pissed off you mentioning me with some rookie that can't guard a damn cone. I'm pissed off now. How you mentioning me? I've been all NBA defense and I'm the career. How you mentioning me? Why? Because he could throw a few passes? What's wrong with y'all? Y'all gotta be crazy, man. Shit. That's what I'm saying, man. You can't be, don't be just throwing names out there and you don't know what you're talking about. You better have respect for the game. That's disrespecting the game. John Stockton was a baller, man. Shoot. That's disrespecting the game. That's that Wild Irish Rose talking, man, for real. I don't know how much it was. When I was a boy, when we used to be experimenting and getting Wild Irish Rose and Mad Dog 2020 and Thunderbird, you could get a pint of that mess for like $5. I don't know what it is now because I ain't drinking that no more. But you could get a pint of that mess for like less than $5. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. Yeah, that's right, Craig. Carmelo, the Hall of Famer. Hey, when did they induct him? Is it in the summer? When did they do the induction? It's like in summer, right? Like June they do it? You right, Michael Drake. I'll be like, what the hell, man? How you going to compare Jrue Holiday, two-time NBA champion, all-NBA defense, to a journeyman? Don't even do it. Don't. One well-intentioned brother, and I will say well-intentioned because I like him. He tried to compare OG to prime Kawhi. Now, I'm not going to do that. Kawhi, two-time NBA champion, finals MVP, all NBA defense. I'm not saying OG no scrub now, but come on, let's not get carried away, okay? Let's not get carried away. Yeah, man. Shoot. It's $9, Johnny. See, I stay away. I try to stay away from the what's that one? There's the cheap wine at the bottom of the shelf. There's a reason they call stuff top shelf and stuff bottom of the shelf. The bottom of the shelf, what's that? I forgot what it's called. The bottom, Taylor. I try to stay away from Taylor. I do get the barefoot sangria. I ain't gonna front. I like the barefoot sangria. I ain't gonna front, but the Taylor I stay away from. If I'm gonna get some port, I'm gonna get some Graham. You know, I'm gonna get some Graham. I'm gonna get something like that, something on that level, something like that. Fonseca, something like that. Me, leave that cheap stuff alone, man. It's the reason it's so cheap. Yeah, but anyway. So let's look at today's game. So today, right? Matter of fact, y'all do realize before we continue that the Knicks went 3-1 last week. With all the talk about Cleveland overshadowing, they went 3-1 last week. No Deuce, no Brunson, no Payne. They went 3-1 last week. Y'all know that, right? They went 3-1. They went 3-1 with Tyler Kolek and DeLon Wright. Now that's a hell of a situation. You go 3-1. I don't care who you playing. It's the league. You go 3-1 with DeLon Wright and Tyler Kolek. That's something else, man. You got to give Tibbs his props. You got to give that boy his props, man. You got to do it. He engineered that mess, and they took care of business. Okay? Yeah, right, Jay Supreme. That's right. Yeah, right. That's right, Lonnie. That's right. Yesterday's price ain't today's price. But now, today, you're going to have a tired Mikal Bridges. Hey, and did you notice one thing that stuck out to me watching yesterday's game? The difference between yesterday's game and the Cleveland game was the energy. Like, Josh Hart was throwing some lazy-ass passes against Cleveland. Why? Because he was tired. Mikal Bridges, too. But yesterday, the passes had snap on them. Did y'all notice that? When they were passing that ball, it was with a snap to it. And they were passing that rock, man. They had some snap on it, man. And I was like, see, they got energy today. That you could see it. They got energy today. When they throwing them lazy ass passes that be getting stolen, they tired. They tired. That's just how it is, man. So I don't know what to expect. What I do know, McCall's gonna be tired. McCall's gonna JB, Deuce, and Payne yesterday. Payne is ready. Y'all saw Payne yesterday? Payne is ready to bring it. Payne ready to bring it. So he's back. His crazy self. He back. And so you're going to have Deuce back, Payne back, JB back. You're going to have Mitchell Robinson back. So I even though I do expect a little slack from McCall and maybe even OG. OG was, OG been balling, but he playing a lot of minutes, So yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, McCall played over 30 minutes. And I think OG played over 30 minutes yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, even though it was a blowout. I think they both played more than 30 minutes. Let me double check. I think they did. So I wouldn't be surprised, if they come out a little flat today. But you're not going to get that from Deuce or Brunson or Mitch Rob. You're not going to get that. Let me see. So yesterday, OG played 35 minutes. McCall played 33. Cat played 33. Josh played 32. DeLon Wright played 29. Precious played 25. Landry Shaman played 30. By the way, Shaman's been shooting that rock. Yesterday, at the second half, he lost his touch a little bit. But Shaman's been slinging that rock, man. He's been shooting that baby. So, hey, I like that. I think we can keep that going. So, yep, OG played 70-something games this year. Isn't that correct? I think OG done played 70-something games this year. I think he's played. No. I think this would be a career year for him as far as games played. Let me see. He played. Let me see. OG. Let me take OG. He played 71 games. Now I know he ain't played more than that since his rookie year. So this has been a stellar year all the way around. Actually, what y'all think? I think OG should be third team All NBA. I really think so. I'm not fronting. What you think? I think OG should be third team All NBA this year. I really think he is. To me, I don't know a whole lot of small forwards that's played better year than him. I don't know a whole lot that's been better than him, right? In the Eastern Conference, we're talking about. So first team All NBA at the small forward spot would be Tatum. I have to give it to Tatum. Second team All NBA at the small forward spot. I don't know. I'm looking at Cleveland, but Evan Mobley's not a small forward. He's a power forward. I had to put OG in there. OG's got, to me, he's at least third team All NBA, but I would have to put him in maybe even second team. He's first team All Defense. If he ain't first team All Defense, nobody deserves doing that damn thing. He's first team All Defense. There's no doubt about that. But we're talking about All NBA. I think he should be at least third team All NBA. I'm trying to see, aside from Jason Tatum in the Eastern Conference, come on, help me out, y'all. Aside from Jason Tatum in the Eastern Conference, what small forward deserves to be in front of OG Anunoby? And you got to have a good record. You can't be those scrubby team trying to be All NBA. I'm not hearing that. Okay, I'm not hearing that. I don't want to hear nothing about Scotty Barnes this year. I don't want to hear nothing about nobody that's at the bottom of the pile, eliminated. And Pablo Banchero, I don't think he played 65 games this year, so forget him too. Okay, so that's not in there. Forget Jimmy Butler too, because he's now in Golden State. Bye. So I don't know who you gonna have on All NBA. What y'all think? Is there anybody after? I'm talking about, you got to give Jason Tatum first team. I don't think anybody. If Jason Tatum or Brown, one of them's first team at the small forward spot, there's no doubt in my mind. They're gonna be first team. So I think it's Jason Tatum. I think Brown is really technically the two guard, right? So I don't know nobody else that's deserving of All NBA first team ahead of OG Anunoby. I mean, second team ahead of OG Anunoby. I'm not talking about first team. Second team All NBA at the small forward spot should be OG Anunoby. And then you getting him All Defense this year, right? So he's a two guard sphere. He is good. You're talking about Dyson Daniels. He should be all NBA defense. Also, I agree with you. He's a 2 guard. He should be all NBA defense. Okay. I don't know anybody else that at the small. We're talking strictly small forward in the Eastern Conference. Don't they do it by conference? I think you get Western, you get Eastern Conference, right? So in the West, I don't know. He might have some comp in the West. Though. He may have some comp in the West. In the Western Conference, you got Oklahoma City, you got Dort, Houston, you got. I don't know who Houston got. That Thompson boy, right? The Thompson boy. Let me see. Amen Thompson. I ain't gonna give it to him over OG though. He's good. The boy's good, but his time will come. I ain't gonna give it to him. Not now. So then you got who else you got? LeBron. LeBron plays small forward, right? LeBron gonna be first team. If LeBron does play LeBron power forward. They got Rui Hachimura. No, I forget Rui Hachimura. So I don't know. I'm trying to see who would I give. OG has got to be all NBA this year. Now, I'm looking at the landscape, and I don't see nobody. I don't see too many people ahead of OG at that spot. Karis LeVert comes off the bench. He can't be all NBA. He's in the running for 6 man, but I wouldn't give that to him. Your boy DeAndre Hunter and Peyton Pritchard got them locked down. Ain't nobody taking. The only question is it going to be DeAndre Hunter or is it going to be Peyton Pritchard? That's it. That's the only question there is as far as 6 man of the year. And so LeVert coming off the bench half the time for Atlanta, he ain't no all NBA. I'm trying to say a small forward in the league, right? To keep OG off all NBA, you need 3 small forwards that's better than him this year. This year, not talent-wise. This year. You need 3 small forwards that have better years at that position than OG and O. That's what I'm saying. And I'm trying to think of 3 small forwards. Now, I could go with Franz Wagner, but he ain't played 65 games. I don't think Franz Wagner plays 65 games. And plus Orlando is in like the 8th spot. So no. Jay Will, I ain't gonna front. If you Coach Hauser, you nail one right there. If you're talking about Jay Will. Isn't that J-Dub? That's J-Dub. Jay Will is the dude that comes off the bench, the Asian-looking boy. Isn't that Jay Will? J-Dub's the starter. J-Dub's the dude you talking about, Coach House. I think it's you talking about. J-Dub. J-Dub, yeah. Yeah, J-Dub, I ain't going to front. And Oklahoma City got the best record in the NBA, so I ain't going to front. I would have to agree with that. I'll have to go with. I'm going with you on that one. I ain't gonna argue that. I can't argue that. You're right. I can't argue that. Yeah. Kawhi, man, the dude plays when he feels like it, man. Forget Kawhi. He's showing up at the end of the season this year. I don't even think Kawhi got 65. Does Kawhi got 65 games? Let me just see. Did this dude got 65 games at all? Like, does he? I don't think he does. Hang on. Let me just see. Kawhi over here, Kawhi in the Clipper, right? Clippers in the 7th seed, by the way, right? But let me see. I mean, the dude does he got 65 games? Let me see. Does he? Kawhi let them play 34 games. No, he can't be considered for any postseason team. So he got 34 games, Kawhi Leonard, this year. 34. So he's missed 40 plus games. That's what I'm saying. Lonnie, right? I don't see 3 guys at small forward now. We're not talking about play, we're talking about small forward. I don't see 3 small forwards better than OG and I could give you J-Dub, and I could give you Jason Tatum. 3rd team is OG. What y'all think? To me, OG should have that 3rd team all NBA spot locked down. That should be him. Okay. But it's not even a discussion. Honestly, Knicks 2025 and 6. That ain't discussion. Kawhi only played 34 games. He's a part-time player. Giannis is a 4. Giannis is a 4. Sometimes they put him at the 5. So he's a 4-5. But Lopez usually plays the 5. Giannis usually plays the 4. Yeah. Dylan Brooks is a 4. They play the Thompson boy. The Thompson boy, it's Amen Thompson is the 3. Dylan Brooks plays the 4. And Dylan Brooks, it's kind of switchable. Dylan Brooks plays the 2, the 3, or the 4. Amen Thompson plays the 2, the 3, or the 4. Okay. But yeah, that's what I'm saying, Marcus. Not Marcus, Craig. I'm agreeing with you on that. But yeah, I'm thinking OG should be all NBA and defense, and I'm not. Let me ask you, what you got for defensive player of the year? I got OG Anunoby. Who you got? I wouldn't give it to I put Obert on defensive team, but I don't give him. I don't know if I'm gonna give him DPOY, and I damn sure ain't giving it to Draymond Green because I can't stand that Negro. So forget him. But I would give it to OG though. I would give it to OG. Dyson Daniels. You know what though? I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't saying Dyson Daniels doesn't deserve it. I ain't gonna say that, but he's too. This political, but they ain't gonna give it to him because the boy's a baby. He gonna be all NBA defense, first team. There's no doubt. Dyson Daniels definitely should be. Evan Mobley. Now you got something there, Luke. Oh God, there you ain't going, Luke. You ain't joking. You got something there, boy. You got something there. I'm DPOY now. We talking about now Pritchard. He could make an all defensive team. That which is surprising me. I didn't like him coming out of Oregon because of his lack of defense. I thought his feet was too slow. Boy, was I wrong. The boy could play both sides of the game. He's really developed nicely in Boston. But Evan Mobley, I knew was going to be a problem, and he is. That's why Cleveland is so good. Evan Mobley is hitting his stride now that we always knew he was going to hit. And he's a problem, and that's why Cleveland's a problem. So, yeah. But you can't like sneeze. You can't like laugh if somebody said, well, we're going to have to consider OG Anunoby as one of the people for Defensive Player of the Year. I don't think anybody's going to laugh. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody's going to laugh at you, right? Because that's a legit choice. And now y'all have named the legit choices to me. Y'all have named them. Mobley, OG, Dyson Daniels. And if you want to mention Draymond dirty-ass Green, you could too. But, he's playing some good defense this year, Draymond Green. But you got to give him the respect. I can't stand him, though. But, yeah, you got to give him the respect there. Okay? But, yeah. But those are the 4 I would be talking about. Am I missing somebody? Oh, and then, of course, you always got to mention Rudy Gobert. You got to. Rudy Gobert all the time. Dort. Oh. But DPOY, though? I mean, he should be on the all-defensive team, Coach House, but defensive player of the year, though? Oh, I don't know. I mean, yeah, he's good. Dort is good. Ain't no doubt. I don't think he has been on an all-defensive team before. Yeah, but if you're talking about defensive player of the year, it could be any position, right? Right? If it could be any position. So, if you're talking about, like I said, I like Mobley. Mobley's in there. He's the difference maker. And Cleveland's the top of the pile in the East. So you got to consider him. And you do have to consider Dort, and you got to consider J-Dub. All of them are very, very good elite players. Y'all ain't joking. Y'all coming up with the noise today. That's for real. Y'all coming up with the noise. I ain't going to front. That's real. But I am a Knicks fan. OG Anunoby. OG Anunoby. I'm going to have to go with my boy from the Knicks, OG Anunoby. Wait, OKK? OKK. We wish him the best. And listen, and what about all of this fart smell about Moses Brown? Now, look. Let me help you all out. Okay? This whole Moses Brown fiasco stuff. Let me help you out. I see the stats the boy putting up in the G League, okay? But there's 2 things I think people should be considering before they start having hard-ons about Moses Brown, okay? You need to consider 2 things, which most people don't know to consider anything. Most people don't even think. I think most of these people that be quoting on Twitter have their brains in the wrong head, and they be just, coming off with it. But look, 2 things you got to consider. You got to consider 2 things. Are you listening? I want to make sure you hear what I'm about to say. You can hear me now. You consider these 2 things. Number 1, Moses Brown is not on a 2-way contract. He's not. He's on a G League contract. So that means Brings me to my second point. Second point, as a G League contract, any of the 30 teams can sign him, and nobody has. Which brings me to my third point. Is it possible that the 30 NBA teams with professional paid scouting group departments, whole departments now, see something that y'all don't see with respect to Moses Brown, why they would not sign him? He's eligible to be signed by all 30 teams, and nobody signed him. He don't even have a two-way deal. At least Marjon Beauchamp, he comes to the Knicks on a two-way deal. Moses Brown don't even have a two-way deal. He's got a standard G League contract. So y'all need to think about something. If there's 30 NBA teams and they all got whole departments of scouting, the Knicks got Walt Perrin heading their scouting. Walt Perrin, one of the best in the league. And ain't nobody signing Moses Brown about Moses Brown. Okay? Y'all hearing me? Did you hear what I said? So you can stop pining, because every time you pining for Moses Brown, you spitting in Walt Perrin's face. Walt Perrin knows, I cannot assume, Walt Perrin knows more about scouting talent for the NBA than y'all. I think he does. I could be wrong. But I think Walt Perrin knows what he got, you know. And yeah, Hoop Porty is going to be here. Hoop Porty got a contract. Hoop Porty got a NBA contract. See? Hoop Porty, Moses Brown could be signed by any of the 30 teams, and ain't nobody signing him. That should tell you something. Okay? So we can stop whining about Moses Brown. And I told y'all about TJ Warren. I've been told y'all. I told y'all the dude could ball at one time, but his time is past. And he's probably looking for too much money for his old behind. Anybody signing him unless you know the Knicks don't need him. I'm glad, listen, asking me, we got a choice between TJ and Marjon Beauchamp. I'm not even thinking twice. Marjon, come on. We got you on the squad. Yeah, PJ Tucker is, and why do we need PJ Tucker? Why? Because of his acumen at the game of basketball. Because he helps the youngins. He's a guy that's tough. He bring that Mook-like toughness. You know, the toughness of the Knicks went up a notch when we had Mook. Y'all remember that? When Mook was on the Knicks, everybody's toughness went up a notch because Mook wasn't having. That's PJ Tucker. Same thing. Everybody's toughness goes up a notch. And guess what? The Knicks ain't the Knicks when Mook was here. This is a way better Knicks team. And we need that toughness coming into the playoffs. We need it. Need it. That's right. That's what I'm saying. PJ is that tough dude that'll jump in somebody's face. And ain't nobody going to talk back to him. Nobody. Ain't nobody going to talk back to PJ Tucker. Ain't nobody going to talk back to him. I know. He did that against the Wizards. It was against the Wizards in the preseason game. With the ball. Mook and his brother, straight Philly gangsters, those two dudes. Straight Philly gangsters, man. Both of them cats. Oh, God. And I remember he was talking about some player, and he said he's got a lot of feminine qualities. And the guy said, "What do you mean? Wait, let's just say he has a lot of feminine ways." Mook is something else, man. Mook's something else. He was fun just to have on the team. But you got him now because you got PJ Tucker. So you got him. Yeah. So I don't want to hear no more about Moses. Come on, can we start with the Moses Brown? Somebody, need to really stop using opioids. If he was that, somebody would sign him. Okay. And teams have had plenty of opportunity to sign him. This ain't like the first time we see Moses Brown. It ain't. So, Yeah, so now we have an upgrade from our boy. And I hope Jericho does very well. He had a surgery think it was on his thumb a couple weeks ago. So I think he's out for the season. But I hope Jericho. I know our boy Doc Rivers. He spoke very highly of Jericho. So I think he's got a future there with the Bucks, and I hope that's the case. But I think we got a bit of an upgrade with Hoop Party as a 5. I think we did. And so I'm not trying to down Jericho, but I'm just saying, I think we got a bit of an upgrade. Yeah, I want to see Daddy A, McCullough, Tyler Kolek, Hoop Party. We missing somebody. Who else? Bo Camp. I want to see all of them in the summer league, man. Summer league's gonna be fun to watch, y'all. Summer league's gonna be fun to watch. But I try to get distracted with summer league because every summer there's a whole bunch of jack-offs that come out with all these stupid trades every summer. It's already starting. Durant. Please stop. Please stop. 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 Oh, we're going to trade half the team. Let me ask you a question now. Thank you, damn Knicks, for $5. We good? Right. Let me ask you all a question. Let's say you're the president of basketball operations and the general manager for the Milwaukee Bucks. You got a 2-time MVP, defensive player of the year, and a champion, okay? And Antetokounmpo. If you're going to trade him and you own his rights, like you own his rights, you don't have to go nowhere. But if you want to trade Antetokounmpo, what are you going to ask for? 2-time MVP, defensive player of the year. Asking for Giannis Antetokounmpo. What do you want? Talk to me. You're the president of basketball operations, because people be doing some stupid stuff. You're the president of basketball operations for the Milwaukee Bucks. What are you asking for? And what do you want? What do you want? What is Giannis worth? So first off, if you're trading Giannis, right, that means you're rebuilding. Is that correct? If you're trading Giannis Antetokounmpo, you are going to be rebuilding. You're not going to rebuild on the fly. You're rebuilding. That means you're trading Dame Dollar. You're trading Brook Lopez. You're trading everybody. You're getting rid of everybody except you're bringing in youngins. Now, why would the Knicks want to break up the team that they carefully knitted together? Because you'd have to give up Cat, McCall, probably have to give up Deuce and picks. Why the hell would you do that? You got a team in their first year together, going to win 50-something games, probably get at least to the second round. So why would you do that? What the hell? So you're going to have people begging the Knicks to trade for Giannis this summer and give up. They're going to do it. And I'm going to tell you now, it's BS. Then you're going to have another contingent of fools in July. A lot of them are going to be these NBA writers telling you like the numbnuts that was on Ian Begley's program the other day. Numbnuts talking about I think the Knicks are going to go big bag hunting. It's like, what the? Where you been, man? Go back to Detroit. Where you come from, man? That stuff don't work. So then you're going to have numbnuts like that come out here in the summer tomorrow. We need to trade, we need to trade Cat and a couple to get Giannis, to get KD. Oh God. No, I'm not trading Cat for KD. I'm not trading Cat for Giannis. I'm just not doing it. No. And if I'm the Bucks, wait, so you telling me you're the president of basketball operations for the Milwaukee Bucks, and all you're going to take is Cat? Wait, is that true? Is that what you're telling me? All you're going to take is Cat. Why? Because the salaries work? You're going to, oh yeah, that's it. The salaries work. Let's bring Cat over here and let's just give up our MVP. Are you crazy? Oh my gosh, man. Some of you, I don't know. I've heard some of the stupidest trades this year I've ever heard in my life. And people are only acting like the Knicks are in the trade. Never mind the other team. Never mind what they want. It's what the Knicks want. Joshua 10288. Yeah, I'm with that. But what's the chances of that? I'd give up, all my youngins if KD was coming off my bench. Hell yeah. I'll give up. You want Kolick? You want Kolick? Who Porty? You want Daddy in? I'll give all them up. Give me KD. He can sit on my bench and come off the bench. I do that. Oh gosh, man. Yeah, Anthony Ambulance for Luca. Yeah, that's what. And you know what, Coach House? That got everybody on the mushrooms, man. That got everybody on the mushrooms. As soon as they did that stupidness, that was an NBA setup. And you know how you know the NBA is set up? First of all, how Cleveland just get LeBron like that? Cleveland just got LeBron. How that happen? When he was coming out of high school, Cleveland just got LeBron. How do San Antonio get Tim Duncan? San Antonio Duncan. You hear what I'm saying? How did Knicks just get Patrick Ewing? How did the Lakers, the hell that had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, get Magic Johnson? How does that happen? Because this is the thing, Coach Hauser. The league didn't want us to have Zion. The league didn't want us to have Zion. If they did, he'd be a Knick. Guaranteed. If the NBA felt a Zion Williamson in New York was going to be good for the league, they'd have did it. Because it's all set up. There's no doubt. It's all set up. Yeah, it's right. So the Celtics get Larry Bird. And then the following year, the Lakers get Magic Johnson. What the hell? How do you do that? How do you do that? I could see Chicago getting Jordan because Jordan was picked 4th. Jordan was not 1st overall. He was picked 4th, not even 2nd. He picked 4th that year. You believe there were 3 players picked ahead of Michael Jordan? Yes. I couldn't believe it either. Nobody in New York could believe it. It was like, how do you get 3 players better that you're going to pick ahead of Michael Jordan? I don't know. But that's what happened. That was Sam Bowie. I think was it? No, it was Clyde Drexler. But Sam Bowie. I don't even know who else. How are you gonna pick anybody though ahead of Michael Jordan? But that's what happened. So the Chicago to Jordan thing, that was legit. That was legit because there's no way. But no, not that. How does Derrick Rose from Chicago end up on the bill? See, when the players from the city, I don't know about that. Derrick Rose, he ends up being picked for Chicago. Come on. I don't know about that, y'all. That's suspect. LeBron to Cleveland, D Rose to Chicago. I don't know. So the NBA does set this mess up. And on a team with Shaq. Go to the Lakers. The hell? That's right. Wemby to the Spurs. Thank you. The NBA know what they're doing. And listen, somebody said, why didn't the Knicks get Zion? Y'all know the NBA hate the Knicks, right? First of all, to get the team that we now got, we got fined a 2nd round pick because of Brunson. It wasn't Brunson's fault, but the NBA Knicks because Dolan. They hate Dolan. So they hate the Knicks. They wasn't going to let Zion come here. They wasn't going to do that. They would let D Rose go to Chicago, LeBron go to Cleveland, Wemby go to the Spurs, but they ain't going to let. And McCall did go to Philly, and Philly messed around and traded him. Stupid. But they ain't going to let Zion come here. And Zion openly said he wanted to play in the Garden, but no, they ain't going to let that happen. They hate Dolan. They're not going to let Dolan do nothing. But even though they hate the Knicks, we still built it. The Dons still built a team, y'all. Y'all can't front. The Dons still built a team. I mean, the Don put it together, y'all. The Don put it together. Yo, can you imagine Ja Morant, though, in Madison Square Garden? That'd be off the chain. If you had Ja Morant in Madison Square Garden, they ain't going to let that happen, though. That ain't never going to happen. They want the Knicks to get suckered. I bet you they want KD to come to New York. He washed. And they want KD to come to New York. And they want us to give up all kind of talent and picks for him, too. You can't make the Don do nothing like that. That would be stupid. The Don ain't doing that. The Don ain't doing that. Yeah, Ja can't shoot, but that boy can win. And he can jump over you and flush it on your ass. There's no doubt about that. And he can shoot when he wants to, when he needs to. John Morant. There's some dudes that are just that dude. You know, you got to just recognize. John Morant is one of them cats. You don't want him with the ball with 3 seconds left and they down one. You do not want him having the basketball. He's one of them type of dudes. You don't want him having the ball. Not Ja. I put Ja and Ant even. I would not put Ant over Ja or Ja over Ant. I put them even. Yeah, I can. You can give me a coin flip. I'll take either one. Give me a coin flip. I'll take either one. I'll take either one of them cats, man. No doubt. No doubt. Yeah, KD is about 6 years too late. That's about right, New York State of Mind. This is 2025. He should have come at 2019. Isn't that when he went to the Nets, though, talking all that mess with Kyrie? Yeah, isn't it? They went to the Nets talking all that mess, talking about they could coach themselves. Remember that? Plus, seriously, could KD really thrive under Tibbs? Could KD deal under Tibbs? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, he said the Knicks ain't cool, right? Well, look, let's seriously, objectively consider one Kevin Durant. Let's consider this now. Kevin Durant was drafted by the Oklahoma City Thunder. On that team, they had future MVP coming off the bench, right? Future MVP coming off the bench. And then he had future MVP Westbrook right next to him. James Harden coming off the bench, right? That was OKC. They went to the finals, lost when it was like in their second year, right? Second year, went to the finals, lost to LeBron and them in Miami. And they played them tough. Then the second time, they have Golden State down 3-1. And they lose the series. They had Serge Ibaka in his prime. They had a team. And they had Golden State down 3-1. And they lose. They lose the series. Okay. Partially because KD froze up. I remember KD froze up. Okay. So now he could go to any team he wants. He chooses to join the team that already set the record for wins in the season and won a chip without him. He joins them. Then he comes to the Brooklyn Nets with James Harden and Kyrie Irving, and they proceed to win nothing. Now he's in Phoenix with Bradley Beal and Devin Booker. They may not even make the play-in. Why would we want this guy? I'm trying to, can you please help me with this? Why would we want this guy? He ain't showed, see, in New York, the one thing you got to have when you play, you got to have heart. You got to play with some heart. KD's been a punk his whole career. He could have showed he had heart by staying in OKC with Westbrook. He could have did that. And I think they could have contended. But no, he's going to be a sucker and join Golden State. They didn't need, Draymond Green told him, we don't need you to win. We don't need you. And they didn't. They won it again without him. So I'm saying this guy ain't showed no heart. And he don't want the noise in New York. He don't want to deal with y'all. He don't want to deal with y'all. Yeah, that's right, New York. He's too soft. He don't want to deal with y'all. Do you imagine what the moment he looked like he soft in the game at Madison Square Garden? Oh my God. If he would have got what Mikal Bridges got this year, he'd be asking for a trade. If he'd have got what Mikal Bridges got this year, he'd be asking for a trade. Okay. I understand the infatuation with him, except from media, knucklehead media, talking about we big game hunting. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, yeah, so, anywho, man, Yeah, he ain't catching up. Brooklyn is not even MSG light. Brooklyn is New York City OKC style crowd. It ain't really. I mean, come on, man. No. You get no all of the air is taken out the room because of the Knicks. So the Knicks get all that scrutiny regardless. The New York has been the Knicks. I can't say forever it's gonna be, but since I've been on the earth in my 64 years, they've had the New York Nets when they was winning ABA championships and Dr. J was in his prime. And now I've had Brooklyn, and it's always a Knicks town. I don't care who they get. It's a Knicks town. Yeah, that's right, Joshua. That's right. Brooklyn, that's good, baby. That's good. It's Nassau Coliseum Deluxe. That's exactly what it is. Brooklyn is Nassau Coliseum Deluxe. I can't say it no better than you, Joshua. I can't say it no better than you. That's exactly what it is, man. It's deluxe. Nassau Coliseum. It's Uniondale Deluxe. That's what it is. It's Uniondale Deluxe. That's what it is, man. That's it. You hit the nail on the head, bro. For real, you did. The Brooklyn is Uniondale Deluxe. That's what it is. Mm-hmm. That's right. Oh, man. So this whole KD thing, that is just some noise. And I'm not looking forward to July when everybody on these platforms going to be saying the Knicks should trade Cat for KD and throw in 3 first-round picks, and hopefully maybe the Suns will take it. I mean, and then at the end of the summer, the Knicks could have had KD and they blew it. That's the noise that's going to come. Crazy, man. It's crazy, man. Yeah, it's true, man. Man. I don't know about that, Jay Sniper. I could see. All right, what team? Let's look. I don't think many teams are going to want KD. I'm just going to be honest. He ain't going to Philly. I don't know. Maybe Detroit, but you'd have to give up Malik Beasley and Tim Hardaway Jr. And I wouldn't give them up. Maybe a youngin. I wouldn't give them up. I wouldn't. Nah, I don't want KD. I want my. If I'm Detroit, I keep my squad. Who else? Houston? I don't know. Okay. I wouldn't break up my team. Houston right now, aren't they second in the West? Am I tripping or is that true? Aren't they second in the West right now? Houston? I think so. Let me just take a look here. I think Houston is second in the West. If I'm not BSing here, let me just take a look. Houston is second in the West. I ain't breaking up my squad for KD. I'm not doing it. If I'm Houston, I'm second in the West. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. He is not going to get me the first in the West. If I thought that acquiring Kevin Durant would catapult me ahead of the Thunder, but do y'all seriously think that if the West, I don't care who they trade or don't trade, is Houston with Kevin Durant going to overtake SGA in Oklahoma City? What y'all think? I don't think there's no chance in hell. Ain't no chance in hell. Ain't no chance in hell. I don't think that's going to happen. OKC. So unless you're going to overtake OKC, I'm not breaking up my team for him. I'm not doing it. The Rockets have the Suns. Oh, they do, Felicia Lee? Oh, shit. Forget that. Forget Houston. That ain't happening. Who else? Minnesota? You think they'll take Juju? Shit, the Suns are smart. They would. But if I'm the Timberwolves, I'm not doing that. But you think the Suns will take Juju for KD? The Grizzlies. I don't know about that one either now. I mean, I don't know about that one. The Grizzlies, let's take a look. Right now, they're in the 8th spot. They just fired their coach. The Grizzlies might do anything because they stupid. The Grizzlies just straight dumb. I mean, how you gonna fire that coach? He was a good coach. So the Grizzlies, you have to part with Desmond Bain. You have to part with Desmond Bain. Not Jaren Jackson Jr., probably Desmond Bain. You got to give up. That'll be the centerpiece. I don't know. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that either. Dallas, that's another stupid team. So anything is possible. How you gonna let Luka go for Anthony Ambulance, and then you turn around, you let Quentin Grimes go for I don't know what the hell, and then you already lost out on Jalen Brunson for $55 million. I don't know about Dallas, man. I don't know. Anything could happen in Dallas. So if you want to pawn KD off on Dallas, what you would ask yourself is, what does Dallas have that you want? Let me see. What does Dallas have that they want? What does Dallas have that they want? Dallas got anything they want? I don't know. What does Dallas have that they want? I don't know. What would the Suns want? Let me see. Derek Lively? Oh, yeah. Keep Anthony Ambulance. I want Derek Lively, Caleb Martin. Throw in Spencer Dinwiddie for salary. I'd do that. The Bulls, that's another stupid team. We coming up with the mentally disabled teams of the NBA. Let's take a look here. The Bulls, that's another stupid team. They really ran that Zach LaVine, Vucevic, what's the boy? Some of y'all was begging for us to go get him. Oh, God. Anyway, DeRozan, they ran that into the ground. It was not working 3 years ago, and it wasn't going to work. They finally figured it out. But let me see here. Chicago. All right, I'll give you Vucevic. You're going to want Vucevic. You're going to want Kobe White and Pat Will if I'm the Suns. I don't know. I think the Caruso trade was stupid, but I think they had to do it because it was really Oklahoma City probably pushing that because Caruso's a championship piece. He's a defensive dude, all NBA defense, and you can have him plug him in to start or have him coming off your bench. That's the type of things that Oklahoma City does. Kobe White was on the team, but what did they get back? What did they get back, Jay Sniper, for Caruso? Oh, they got Josh Giddey. I guess that was a fair trade. I guess that's a fair trade. But overall, when you had money and you decided to pay Zach LaVine, Nikola Vucevic, and DeRozan, and you thought that was going to take you to the promised land, that was stupid. That's all I'm saying. Yes, I like the Josh Giddey move. I got to agree with you. That was a smart move. They got good value for Alex Caruso. They got good value for him. I got to give it to you. Yep, they got a youngin' that's going to be around for a long time. I don't know what's going on. How you going to give up a young dude like what's that? That's that Israeli boy. I don't know how you giving him up. I don't know. I think they just decided they just rebuilding straight up and going with picks and stuff in DC. I guess. And this is what I'm saying to y'all. You're hearing what we're talking about, right? The Wizards, Chicago, right? Dallas, and compare all of that to where the Knicks are right now. Dallas, Chicago, right? Dallas, Chicago. What was the other mindless team we went? Who else we talking about? Dallas, Chicago, and there was another dumbass team. Wait. Who was it? I forgot who it was. And look at where the Knicks are. And people are complaining about the New York Knicks that are calling themselves Knicks fans, by the way. Complaining and wanting Tibbs to be fired. Look at the team you got compared to the Dallas Mavericks, who had just 2 years ago Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, Quentin Grimes, and they could have had Jalen Brunson for $55 million. And what they got now? Nothing. Anthony Ambulance. That's what they got. Anthony Ambulance. That's what they got right now. That's all I'm saying. You're right, Felicia Lee. That's what I'm saying. People talking about fire Tibbs in the front office and go get Moses Brown and we should sign OKK. Like, are you freaking kidding me? We're trying to win this chip and people talking about, like, we talking about walking on the lot, right? We talking about walking on the lot to get a Bentley and people complaining about the Chevy. Well, why can't we look at a Chevy? And we in the market for a Bentley. That's what this is like. We in the market for a Bentley and they talking about Volkswagen. That's right, Malik. It's got to be, man. It's got to be, bro. It's got to be. Got to be. Got to be. But Chicago, Dallas. There was another, swimmingly intelligent one. Which one was it? Chicago, Dallas. Who the hell? Let me see. Memphis. Memphis was the other one. Memphis. How in the hell you gonna fire a coach right before the playoffs to have you fifth in the East, fifth in the West? How you gonna do that? You playing defense like a champ, and you gonna fire the coach that designed the defense? I don't know. And people complaining about the Knicks. I don't know. Here's the thing, yo. One of the things right, let me ask you all a question. Here, if you want to start from scratch to build a contender, where do you start? You're the owner of an NBA team. Your team sucks. And you want to turn your team into a contender. Where do you begin? What's the first thing you're going to do? Your team sucks, and you want to be a contender. You want to build up a contender. Nope, you don't start with the draft. You don't start with the coach. Nope. That's right. Malik Shabazz. You start with the front office. It starts with getting a front office that know what the hell they doing. Right? Does that make sense to you? You got to get a front office that know what the hell they doing. And not only do they know what they doing, they got to have a game plan. They got to have a plan that starts with what Jay Sniper said, the coach and the draft, right? You got to get a coach that fits you, that fits what you want to do. And you got to have you're talking about a 5-year plan, not a 1-year plan, not a 2-year plan, not a 3-year plan. You're talking about a 5-year plan. So you start with a front office, you start collecting draft assets, and you're looking for youngins. Okay. Once you get them youngins, you try to plug in a Tim Hardaway Jr., a Tobias Harris with them youngins and see if you could get something going, right? See if you can spark something once your youngins got enough couple of years of playing experience. Now you try to get to that next level. And then once the youngins show, if you give us some vets, we could do some things. Oh, can you? Okay, now in your 4th season, you start to trade for some senior level vets. I mean, some dudes that can help you get there. And you may have to get rid of some youngins in the meantime. But that's how you got to do it. You start with the front office, you build with the coach, then the draft. Now, let's take the Knicks. They started with the Don. The Don built it up. He got Walt Perrin. He got the capologist dude. He got the scout dude, Hal Greer. He got Greer. He got all them cats. Built that up. Then he picks Tibbs, the defensive-minded dude, tough dude that would beg to get the coach to Knicks. Loves the Knicks. Got him. Okay, then you go and you get Woodson as his assistant, right? And then you get Kenny Payne as one of his assistants. Now you start the draft. You already got Mitchell Robinson. You already got R.J. Barrett. So now you go get Emmanuel quickly, Obi Toppin. You start building through the draft. Then you go get a Deuce McBride in the 2nd round. You go get a Quentin Grimes. You trade down and you get Quentin Grimes. Don't worry about them top picks you got to pay a lot of money to. Get quality that you ain't got to pay a lot for. That's smart management. Then when the youngins start the ball, you say, okay, OG or Anunoby is free. RJ comes from Toronto. and IQ's ready to run his own team, but we got Brunson. Okay, we can send RJ and IQ and get OG. Oh, you mean we can also get Precious? Let's do it. Now you got Juju. Whose tenure and whose relationship with the Knicks fans has been, right? You know. So his relationship with the fans, sometimes our problem child, sometimes he goes off. All NBA though, can we get Cat? Because and what I was telling y'all the year before last, that's what it was too. I said Minnesota's gonna have a money problem with Cat. Y'all remember that? Maybe y'all don't. But it was the year before last, it was 2023. I said, I'm looking at the spread, the balance sheet for the Timberwolves. They got to pay Ant. They got Gobert. They ain't giving up him, the defensive dude. So, and then they got Daniels. So I was like, who? It's got to be Cat. Cat's getting ready to get $60 million. They don't want that. So now I'm looking at Minnesota and I make a phone call. Listen, it looks like y'all going to pay some heavy taxes carrying that $60 million. You want a relief? Why don't we trade $60 million and then we'll give you Juju, who's not Cat, but he's only getting 30. You say, all right, I'll do it, but I need Big Ragu over here. Juju, hey, give me Big Ragu. And you got to think about that because you know what you got in Big Ragu, but you want Cat. So you pull the trigger. You had to think about it. You waited all the way to training camp thinking about it. Then finally you say, okay, I'll give you the Big Ragu. Done. Then the Nets need to rebuild. They fired their coach. What was his name? I forgot his name. They fired their coach. They hired Fernandez. They rebuilt it. So now you say, oh, fire sale in Brooklyn. What y'all need for Mikal Bridges? My final piece. 5 first rounders. I got a whole lot of first rounders. I'll give you some. Give me Mikal Bridges. Boom. Now you got a team. You got a team, and in their first year together, they're winning 50-plus games, and they're third in the East. Jacque Vaughn. That's right. Thank you, Josh. Jacque Vaughn gone. They bring in Jordy Fernandez, and he's doing a hell of a job right now. He's doing a hell of a job. Is he not? Jordy Fernandez got them brothers giving out all their effort, and they playing some defense too. So there you go. That's what your New York Knicks have done. And you got people complaining about the Knicks, complaining about Mikal Bridges, complaining about Tom Thibodeau. And I'll be like, do you realize where we came from? Mike Breen broke it down. Y'all remember just a couple of days ago, he said, you know where we were before Tibbs? Y'all remember? 20, and he put it out on the screen. 21 wins, 19 wins, 17. That's where we were. We was Fizdale walking around with an axe in his hand and Kevin Knox not being able to see what happened to him on the defensive end. You got, that's what you had. You had, what was that boy, 37 years old? He was starting at the point guard. Then you had the Moutier too. I'm just like, damn, I'm going to get you right, kid. That's where we were before Tibbs came. Jared Jack, oh my God. Oh. And you have people complaining about Tibbs. That's why you see, I just want you to understand me. I have no patience for such numbnuts. I have no patience for empty knuckleheads. I have no patience for it. None. Because I done seen Jose Calderon give away the point of the I seen him do it. I done seen Moutier give away the point. I done seen Lou Amundsen with the French braid can't even jump over a broomstick. I done seen all of that. I done seen Thibodeau walk around. I done seen Jeff Hornacek. I done seen Phil Jackson falling asleep in the stand. Done seen it. I like Galloway, though. I mean, Galloway was all right, right? I like Galloway. I like Galloway. I like Trier could go somewhere with his ball hogging ass. Wait, what was there was what was the other boy? Not Fed. Dotson. Doc. I like Doc. I like Doc out of Houston. I like Doc. I like Doc. I like Galloway. I had no problem with them brothers. But that's where we were pre-Tibbs. And where have we been since? 41 and 31, 37 and 45. What is it? 45 and 37 or something like that. 50 and 32. And we about to go 50 something. I think they're going to get at least 52. What y'all think? I think we're going to get at least 52 wins. So they're going to be 52 and 30. That's where we at right now. Fourth in the East, out of the playoffs. Fifth in the East. Second in the East. Third in the East. All right. We are now at long-term sustainable winning. That's where we are. Are fools out here using some sort of opioid that want us to break up this team for Kevin Durant. Ron Baker. What did Melo used to call him? Ron Burgundy. Melo used to call him Ron Burgundy. Yeah. Ron Baker. You know, he got a little contract. I think he got 2 years, $15 million before he got cut. He made his little money, went back to wherever the hell he was in Wichita, nowhere, Wizard of Oz, and he's doing all right, man. Good for the young boy. I'm glad for the boy. Got enough money, shit. I wish I had that money. Shit. I'd take that $7 million after taxes. I live the rest of my days like that. Ain't got to work nowhere. Nope. I'm done. Hooker brother. That's all I'm saying. Ron Burgundy did his thing. Come out of where he came from? Wichita State or Iowa State, some shit. Where he come from? I don't know. But he did good, man. Ron Burgundy did his thing. Yes, KP would have worked out here. I think he would have too. Let me ask you, Jay Sniper, you a smart man. Now, I'm not just pulling your leg either. I think you got some intelligence, man. But you're saying something. I think you're a smart young man. So listen here, Jay Sniper. Do you think if the Don was the president of basketball operations when we got KP, do you think he'd still be here? Do you think we would have lost him if the Don was president of instead of Phil Jackson, the Don was president of operations? Do you think we'd have lost him? You think we'd have kept KP or would we have lost him? Yeah, I think he'd still be here. If you had the Don now, I think he'd still be here. I think he would. I think the Don would have had him here. I think he would. The Don is too smart, man. Then again, though, it was oh God, what was the boy's name? The Knicks had a really good scout. That's how we got KP. Nobody knew about KP. There was this guy, what was his name, man? He was with Phil Jackson. He was a really good scout. His father was a legend in black colleges back in the day. But what was his name? He's really good scout, though. That's how we got KP. That guy found him. I forgot his name. But now we got Walt Perrin. I ain't complaining at all. Walt Perrin, I ain't complaining at all. Man, Walt Perrin know what he doing, man. That's all I'm saying. So, and look what we got. Second round, your boy Kolek. Bottom of the second round, Hoop Porty, right? Two-way player, Marjan Beauchamp. Gaines, thank you, Guilford. Clarence Gaines, yeah. His father was a big-time coach at the black college level back in the day. But yeah. Clarence Gaines could scout some players. And he found KP. That's how we got KP. Clarence Gaines called Phil Jackson, said, you got to draft this kid. And boy, was he right. He was right. He was right. Frank Ntilikina, this is the thing about Frankie. This is the thing about Frank Nitty. The boy he's a walking groin pull. The best abilities of availability, and Frankie was never available. I still think he was elite defensively, but when does he play? He's like a Jaguar I once owned. I owned a Jaguar. When it ran, it was smooth. But I want to tell you, it spent more time in the shop than in my driveway. That's what happened. When it ran, it's like, yo, that was a bad ride, man. At the end of it, I was like, you want it? Jay Sniper, I almost swear to the Most High. That week, I was managing a bank branch in Washington, D.C., and I told everybody in the branch that niggas are going to draft this kid named Kristaps Porzingis. I'm telling you, that's what I said. Because when Gaines mentioned him, and there was this dude that was a writer mentioned him too, and I said, let me look at this boy. And he was really skinny, but he had a lot of skills. And I was like, you know what? I think they're going to draft him. That's Phil Jackson type of player. They're going to draft him. And so we were talking about it at the branch, and I said, the Knicks going. And they said, who? I said, Kristaps Porzingis. Watch. They're going to draft Kristaps Porzingis. And sure enough, they did. I ain't fronting. I was saying that before the draft because I had looked at him. I had looked at some of his film, and I was like, psh. Well, like I said, Lonnie, the boy can't stay. Why are you going to pay the boy an NBA salary so he can be nursing groin pulls? You know what I mean? He is on the board of directors of the Anthony Ambulance School. He's a charter member. Frank Nitti, charter member. He got his own office. He is the chairman of the groin department in the Anthony Ambulance School of Unavailability. He's chairman of the groin department. That's his specialty, to pull groin. Anyway, Jack story. I don't remember that. Otherwise, I don't remember. I'm sorry. Oh gosh, but yeah, Frank Nitti. If you could find him, he got the white coat and he got the stethoscope. And you go to Anthony Ambulance University, which recently transferred. It was in California, and they moved the school to Dallas. So if you go to Dallas, you will see in the parking lot of Anthony Ambulance University a special ambulance for groins. And if you go in there, the chairman of the groin department is Frank Nitti. He's the chairman of the groin department. Yeah, he's special. He was a disappointment, man. He was a disappointment. He was like on the wire. He was Prop Joe's nephew, man. He was Prop Joe's nephew, Method Man, on the wire. The boy was always a disappointment. The boy was always a disappointment. Think about this. Knicks will be 2025 and 26 chance. Think about this. So you got Cat locked up for 4 years. You got Cheese, right? Cheese. You got Cat locked up for 4 years. You got Brunson locked up for 4 years. You got OG locked up for 5 years. You're going to have Deuce locked up for 4 years. He's locked up for 2 more years after this one, but he's eligible for an extension in December, which I think he should get. So you got those 4 players locked up. You're going to have, I'm thinking they're going to re-sign Mitchell Robinson. You're going to have him locked up. You're going to probably get Hart. I think you're going to get Mikal Bridges. It's safe to say 4 more years. So you got this team for 4 years. Okay. So yeah, this team is good for a 4-year run. And I predict they're going to win a championship in the next 3 years. Maybe not this year, even though I'm not ruling out this year, because anything could happen in the NBA playoffs. But they'll win a championship in the next 3 years. I'm going to tell you that right now. They're good. This is the first year the Knicks been together. Many people don't even understand that because they're too busy hating and drinking and smoking instead of paying attention. This is the first year they've been together. This is the 3rd year that Donovan Mitchell's been with Cleveland, the 3rd season. How long has Tatum and Brown been together? Damn. How long they been together? So that's what I'm saying. Just give the Knicks at least another season together, can we? Before we start talking about trading everybody. So I'm thinking, I don't want to say that, Malik, because the thing is, they paid Brown and Tatum, and they paid them a lot, and those guys ain't going nowhere. So that's your cornerstones right there. Derek White is key. What is his contract? Because you can bring Pritchard in to start if you want, right? You can bring Pritchard in to start. You ain't got to keep him coming off the bench. You can bring, if you happen to lose Jrue Holiday, or if he retires, you got Peyton Pritchard, and he's a youngin. So let me see here. Let me look at their contracts for a second. To me, Derek White is the key. What is his contract? Derek White is 30 years old. They got him locked up. 20 million this year, 28 next year, 30 the following year, 32.5. Derek White locked up. So you got Tatum locked up. You got Brown locked up. You're gonna have Derek White locked up. You got Peyton Pritchard locked up, so they can contend for a while. The Celtics gonna be around a minute. They're gonna need to replace a couple of people. Like you may need to replace Jrue Holiday because he's already getting hurt a lot at age 35 this year. So you might have to replace him. You may need another replacement for KP. Al Horford can't go on forever, right? So you're gonna need some fillers. But as far as their core dudes, Brown, Tatum, Pritchard, White, they good. They good for a minute. They're gonna be. Did he find 4-year extension? Damn, I think they overpaid. But hey, whatever. But they're gonna be around for a minute. I can see that the Knicks and the Celtics are gonna be just like in the 70s. It's gonna be going on. It's gonna be on for the NBA Eastern Crown. Then you still got Cleveland, who's still good. Cleveland ain't going nowhere either. And this is what they did. They locked up Donovan Mitchell. They locked up Evan Mobley. I was going to say Fournier. They locked up Evan Mobley, right? They locked up Jared Allen. They locked up Darius Garland. They got Darius Garland locked up for 1, 2, 3, 4 more years. They got Mitchell locked up for 1, 2, 3, 4 more years. They got DeAndre Hunter 1, 2, 3, 4 more years. They got Jared Allen 1, 2, 3, 4 more years. They got Max Strus 1, 2, 3 more years. They got Evan Mobley 1, 2, 3, 4 more years. Isaac Okoro 3 more years. They good for a minute. They ain't going nowhere. Everybody else, Dean Wade, Jalen Tyson, Ty Jerome good, but he could come and go. That don't mean nothing. They good, man. So the top 3 in the East right now are going to be fighting for the East for a minute. I'm trying to tell y'all. They ain't going nowhere. They got DeAndre is 1, 2. He's an unrestricted free agent, and what is that? 2028. So they got him locked down for a minute. So yeah, the top 3 in the East are going to be there for a minute. They're going to be battling. Now here come Detroit. Here come Detroit. So Detroit's on the come up. The Thompson boy, Osur Thompson. Both of them Thompson boys are ridiculously athletic. Both of them boys. And then you got Cade Cunningham. Who's that dude? He could do everything with a basketball that you want him to do, and at a high level. So you got him. And then you got the boy, what's the center's name? He's only 6'10", but that boy's a talent. You got him too. So they're going to be rough too, man. And then, of course, you got Beef Stew. Right? You got Beef Stew. Beef Stew ain't going to be out the league, man. No, Malik, come on now. No, don't be dissing Beef Stew. Beef Stew is going to be there, man. Beef Stew is part of the fabric in Detroit. Beef Stew is that guy in Detroit. He's like, I own Detroit. I don't pay for no meals in Detroit. I'm Beef Stew. They got Beef Stew in here for 1, 2, 3 more seasons. Well, 2 more after this. He's also a free agent or a club option in 2027, 2028. And he's only $15 million. He ain't going nowhere. So Cade Cunningham, you got locked up. Beef Stew, you got locked up. Osur Thompson's on the freaking rookie deal. He ain't going nowhere. So you got a framework. You're going to need some stuff now, but you got a framework. What's the center's name? What the boy name? And let's not forget Jaden Ivey on his rookie deal. He's going to be back. Jalen Duren, he's on his rookie deal. Damn, these boys going to be around for a while. Yeah. So Detroit, don't forget Orlando. The Orlando pay isn't Paolo still on his rookie deal? I think he is, right? I'm not. I think Paolo Banchero is still on his rookie deal. He's not. Did he get an extension yet? Let me see what they got. I think Franz Wagner, is he still on his rookie deal? Let me see. Yeah, Banchero's on his rookie deal, man. You got him locked down for a minute. And then Wagner, we're back there. That boy. Franz Wagner's on his rookie deal, but he signed an extension already. They got him locked down for another 4 years after this one. They ain't going nowhere. What about your boy Suggs? Where's Suggs at? Suggs on his rookie deal. He signed an extension. Mo Wagner, he gonna be around. He ain't got nothing. But then, and you got Wendell Carter. They that's what I'm saying. Basketball is back, y'all. I don't buy into all this. The NBA is losing money and this. You see these teams, the Knicks, Boston, Cleveland, Detroit, Orlando. You got some good teams. These are good teams. And then you're not even talking about the Leprechaun in them. They're going to have to figure it out. But Jalen Johnson can ball. Okongwu can ball. You got, and of course we know about Dyson Daniels. So you got some teams, man. It's raining, man. I don't know what's going to happen with Indiana. I don't know what's up with them. I hate Indiana because I can't stand Halliburton with his big ass mouth. Somebody need to put their foot in his ass. I can't stand him. If Detroit play them, I'm taking Detroit. Yeah, I'm taking Detroit. I'm all in on Motown in that series, man. Forget that. Can't stand that big mouth fool. That femininity fool. He should be yelling this raining man with his There's three players I can't stand. Draymond Green, Tyrese Halliburton, the Leprechaun. There's one more. There's one more that get on my last damn nerve. I forgot which one it is. There's another one too. Can't stand these dudes. Their mouth get on my last nerve. Even I like Dylan Brooks. Oh, Joel Embiid, I ain't worried about him. Him one leg, stupid. They stupid. They paying him $50 million. Yeah. No, there was another dude. I mean, I don't like Joel Embiid either, but there's another dude. I mean, I can't stand. I want Golden State to lose every game. When I see them playing, I want them to lose because I can't stand Draymond Green. And I like Stephen Curry, obviously. And I can't stand Jimmy Butler either. That's right, Chris. That's right. That's right. Serial killer. That's right, serial killer. That's right. Jimmy Butler is the other one. That's right. He's the other one. Every team that fool go to have problems. Every team. It's like I had this friend, right? I still have. She's a good friend of mine. In fact, y'all remember I stayed at her house last year. Came to her house. I hung out there. The house on the lake. So she was firing assistants left and right. Man. She had her own business. She still has successful business too. That's what makes her, she can't be married to nobody because she's too bossy. You know what I'm saying? If I was married to her, I'd be in jail. I'd be serious. I'd be in jail already. Be in jail. I told her that. We could never. If you was with me, I'll be done choked you to death already. No doubt about it. But that aside, I love her. But the thing is, she was firing assistants left and right for about 2 or 3 years. She said, I can't find a good assistant. And I said, Tracy, you ever think that the real problem might be? She said, what? I said, look in the mirror. Maybe found somebody and she been had that person for 5 years now. She did what I had. Look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. You see? So Jimmy Butler was in Chicago, talked his way out of it. Minnesota, talked his way out of it. Philly, talked his way out of it. Forced his way to each of the other teams. Forced his way to Miami. Talked his way out of it. What you all think? You think he's going to be cool in Golden State? I don't know. But I don't know. Draymond ain't the dude to be messing with, though. That would be a good fight. I want to see that practice fight. Jimmy Butler against Draymond Green. I don't care who won. I hope they beat each other behind. That would be fun to watch that. Draymond Green fighting Jimmy Butler. Oh, let's do that. Let's do that. Let Jimmy Butler come into practice with that Minnesota vibe. And then Draymond Green come into practice with that Jordan Poole vibe. Ooh, it'd be on then. Hey, listen, it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. Only a matter of time for that come. I wouldn't have paid that fool either. He need to go on where he came. Shoot. I'm trying to tell you, Felice Lee. Draymond be done put fists in boy's mouth. Yeah. Oh man, I would pay to see that. Jimmy Butler fighting Draymond Green, and I mean they really talking mess. Ooh, I want to see that. That'd be better than Ali Frazier. I would love to see that. That'd be better than Ali Frazier. Let's get that on, baby. Jimmy Butler or Draymond Green or Tyrese Halliburton or that little ass leprechaun. I don't like none of them. I was so glad the Knicks beat their ass yesterday, weren't you? I was so glad I turned on the TV and it was up 30. I said, holy cow, they beat the leprechaun and they're behind. I was so glad to see that. That was making my day yesterday. I was making my day. You know what I'm saying? So I don't feel for Steph though. Steph got what? 3 rings? 4 rings? Steph made like 400 million. Steph got a fine ass wife. I don't feel bad for that boy. I don't feel bad for that boy. That boy in good shape, girlfriend. Believe me, he's gonna be fine. He's gonna be fine. Yeah, it wasn't no dice rolling, huh? He wasn't talking that much yesterday, was it? Little ass with his tail between his legs, man. Get the hell out of here. Shit. The Knicks beat their ass yesterday, put that ass whooping on. And that's what I'm saying. All we needed was some rest. And they was done. Shit. Yeah, well, for real, for real, for real. Well, you know what, Jay Sniper? You might be right about that. But he a penis head. I don't like him. You might be right about that. But I don't even know about that. Honestly, I don't know. I don't like him. He penis head, man. I'm just saying it nicely. He's a penis head. Shoot. There are players like that. He said there are players that you don't like on the other team, but if he's on your team, you like him. There are guys like that. Like Dennis Rodman was like that. And we got a guy like that right now. Josh Hart. I mean, those guys, you know, they're guys like that, you know, but there's just some guys that are annoying. You know what I mean? He's annoying. But so today we got the Knicks against the Suns, second day of a back-to-back. What y'all think? I think we could pull out this dub today. I'm thinking we can, especially if JB's back, the Deuce, and you got Mitch Rob playing. By the way, did they update anything yet? Steve Cooper doing his job? What the hell? Where's the update on the injuries? He didn't upgrade yet. What about Ian? They got any? Y'all need to do your job today. Where's this? What's going on in Knicks? They ain't upgrade nothing yet. Yeah, so. Yeah, Steph got to deal with him, but listen, he getting paid enough. Getting paid enough to do it. Like I said, he goes home to a fine wife, probably a mansion, probably got somebody taking off his shoes for him, cooking for him, iron his clothes for him, wash his car for him. I think he all right. Probably got 200-300 million in the bank. I think he good. Yeah, JB playing today. He playing today. JB playing today. So Brunson playing, Deuce playing, Payne playing. Mitch Rob is playing. I think we'd be all right today. Draymond Green, man. Like I said, I like to see him and Jimmy, but that's the only thing bring a smile to my face. If them two had a fight, that would be fun. That would be fun. I hope they do get in a fight. I hope they get in a big fight in practice. I hope they lose and they start yelling at each other on the bench. That would be great, man. I would like to see that. That would be off the chain if they start getting in each other's face on the sideline. Ooh, Draymond would light that boy up. I ain't front. Draymond would light that narrow ass up. Yes, he would. There's no doubt about it. Draymond's a street thug. Draymond's the real deal street thug from Lansing somewhere. You don't mess with the Michigan boys. You don't mess with them. Yeah, you're going to have somebody taking off his shoes for him, ironing his clothes for him, wiping his butt, whatever he wants, cooking for him, everything. Everything. I don't feel sorry for Steph. Shoot, that boy got it made. Shoot. Like I said, he got a star wife too, man. That's what I'm saying, man. Shoot. That's some nice equipment right there. That's all I'm saying. That's some nice equipment right there. Shoot. I think that's the wrong question, Jay Sniper. He asked, do I think DeLon Wright should get playoff rotation? I think that's the wrong. I think the right question is behind Brunson, Deuce, and Payne, is he going to be needed? I think that's the question. Jay Sniper. Because he's not going to get minutes in front of Brunson, obviously, and he's not going to get minutes in front of Deuce. I think Tibbs is going to give the minutes to Payne. And then you got Shaman at shooting guard. So I don't know. Is he going to be needed? Is the question. Are we going to need him? Hopefully we don't. It's good to have that insurance. I like him. He should be in the playoff rotation. But yeah, right, Coach Hauser. Break your glass in case of emergency. That's DeLon Wright. I think so. And I think DeLon Wright understands that. I don't think he's expecting to get, rotation minutes with all these guys coming back. Yeah, I love DeLon Wright's defense. He really does. He plays Alfred. And you know what? All kidding aside, y'all know Alfred Payne can play some defense, right? I mean, he could. He couldn't score. And I think DeLon Wright plays Alfred Payton level defense. And he does. I like his defense. But look, aside from Brunson, but Deuce and Payne and Shaman all play high-level defense. Isn't that right? None of those guys are slouches on defense. None of them, okay? So you getting that with DeLon Wright too, which is good, but you got guys now, man. You got guys. So I don't know. Let's see if he's needed. He's the breaking, like I think Hauser said it right. Break the glass in an emergency. Somebody gets hurt, bring out DeLon. You got it. You mean? So yeah, I think he's there. I think you're right. So, but I ain't no slouch on DeLon. DeLon did a great job filling in like he did. He did a great job, man. So yeah, we'll see though. We'll see. Yeah, I like DeLon, right? Yeah, he has been. He really filled in admirably. But from the beginning, it's always been temporary because we all knew that the other three guys were coming back. So even DeLon knew that. So nobody in the Knicks, I think, was expecting DeLon Wright to be a regular rotation piece, with three guys coming back. You got your 3-point guards coming back that so, and Tibbs don't like to just change up like that. Payne was his guy before the injury, and Payne's going to be his guy after the injury. That's it. Yeah, but ain't no slouch. If DeLon Wright gets minutes and Payne loses some, that ain't no loss. That ain't no loss at all. Okay, that ain't no loss. So we'll see. All right, y'all. Let me get going, man. I've been hanging with y'all for a couple of hours. So hey, listen. Always fun. Always fun hanging out with some really, truly Knicks fans that know they Knicks fans and support their team. Always fun hanging out with y'all. Real, true Knicks fans. Y'all are rare in this platform world. There's a lot of drinking, smoking going on, and y'all are the exceptions. Really. I appreciate it. Please enjoy the game tonight. We'll talk tomorrow, hopefully after the Knicks get their 50th win. That's right. After the Knicks get their 50th win today, we'll talk about that tomorrow. And we'll be on. Y'all enjoy, man. Shalom.